folks, Henry here with a quick tutorial on how to rig tank commanders to the customized turrets I've made. I've adapted from a Tiger Race in this case, though I also had permission at the time of recording from Bergman to adapt some of his designs as well, so if I need to I'll be doing those as well. But anyway, here we have a Panzer 38 turret which I've modified to have an open hatch on, and one of my tank commanders. This tank commander is special in that he's the only pose that isn't supposed to be printed upright. So the first thing I'm going to do is just going to select him, go to rotate, on plate, and I'm just going to click his bottom. Because he's actually supposed to be printed like that, so he's looking down. You might notice we have a bit of a size discrepancy here. That's because Tiger Race's models are natively scaled for 1/100, at least most of them are. And I've exported it in that scale so that you'd be scaling it the same as the hull would be. So that's 1/100, whereas the tank commander is 6mm. Now, if you want the turret to fit the tank commander in his native scale, the turret needs to be 48.5%. Just do that. Oh, uniform scale that. So that is about 1:06 scale, which would mean it would match the infantry, but I know some people are very pedantic for getting scales exactly right. If you wanted this to be true 1:85, this guy would need to be 85%. And the hull, I'm not actually sure. I should have checked that before doing this. Oh, I'm sorry. You'll need to get a calculator out. Just take 100 and divide it by 285, and that will be what you need to put here in the percentage. I'll put it in the video description when I get a calculator out after the video. But in this case, I'm going to be printing this at 15mm, so I want this at 100. And our tank commander, we're going to want at 190 on the X and Y and 200 on Z. Let's just move him up there. Just looking around to make sure he looks like he fits. Could even rotate him just a little bit so he's coming out like that. But as you might have just caught on, what we're basically doing is if you want to rig a tank commander to your vehicle, you just need to open them up in your slicer or any 3D editing software you got and merge them together as a single STL. So there, I quite like how that looks. And we can go export this, export to 3D file, and on my desktop I'll just call it Panzer 38T turret and commander. Okay, go open a new file now, and if I go on here, drop in the Panzer 38 hull, and on my desktop, drop in the turret. And there we have, I like to print vehicles angled, but there we have a new United turret with his hull to go with it. I'm not sure how I would recommend printing the turret. I'm going to be test printing this now. Might be that you want it angled as well. Just since the model's designed to print supportless, just be careful unless you want to add supports to it that you don't like there'll be an island on his headphone now. I mean, you can just add supports to him, of course. This is 15mm, but at 6mm, I guess I would just print the turret like that and trust it to print supportless. But as this is 15mm, I am gonna. No, you know what, actually, I will print this one vertically. It's got angled sides. It's the rivets that put me off wanting to angle it. So I'll print this vertically and I'll print this one upright. Anyway, nice, cheerful, quick one. Hope that was useful. The Tank Commander is from the Vehicle and Crew add-on for the Battleground 1940 Blitzkrieg Kickstarter. And that adds drivers, passengers for half-tracks, trucks, cars, and tank commanders. I'm also possibly going to regret saying this on video, but Time permitting, I'm also thinking about throwing in a second add-on that will also add artillery pieces. It was my original plan going in that just as I'm done with the vehicles, since there are so many free models on Thingiverse on the market already, that it's just silly to throw my hat in the ring and try to compete, as it were. Could use my dev time instead on just fleshing out the infantry. But I've realised there are some guns that don't really have decent 6mm compatible models. By decent, I mean up to a sufficient quality. Off the top of my head, the British 2-pounder and the German Pak 36 don't really have any suitable sculpts from what I could tell, and basically almost all of the French guns. So next week I'm gonna start trying to prototype, see what I can come up with. But for now, the one confirmed add-on definitely is the vehicle and crews, vehicle drivers, passengers, and tank commanders. Anyway, if you like what you see, please do follow the Kickstarter, which there'll be a link in the vehicle description. And take care, happy hobbying.